Look at the picture of the potted houseplant. What do you think when you see it? Do you think that this plant can express itself? Can it communicate with other species? Now look at the picture of the tree. Do you think the tree understands its surroundings? Can it communicate with nearby trees if there is danger? Well, it turns out that all the above are true. Most people don't realize that plants have fine-tuned mechanisms of communication, and it turns out scientists didn't know either until only recently. Two studies published in 1983 demonstrated that willow trees, poplars, and sugar maples can warn each other about insect attacks. Scientists found that intact, undamaged trees near ones that are infested with hungry bugs begin pumping out bug-repelling chemicals to ward off attack. In 2006, studies done on plants found that they have a two-branched innate immune system to protect themselves from bacterial, viral, and fungal infections. So how exactly can plants do this? Well, they use signaling cascades. Trees like redwoods can grow to be massive structures reaching over 300 feet in height. A forest full of these skyscraper trees would naturally draw your attention upwards toward the sky to marvel at their beauty. But it turns out that there are even more massive and complex structures under your own feet. Most people know that the roots of trees extend deep into the ground, where they take up nutrients and water. But there is also a full network of fungal fibers underneath the soil that interact with the roots of trees. These fungal fibers are known as mycorrhizal networks. Mycorrhizal networks are so immense and complex in forest biomes that they have been dubbed the Wood Wide Web. These fungal networks have a symbiotic relationship with 80% of all plants. In forest biomes, the fungi take about 30% of the sugar the trees produce by photosynthesis for their own use. In exchange, the fungus grows and spreads deep into the surrounding soil to find nutrients and water, which it then pumps to trees in need. So what does a new tree, sapling, do in order to gain access to this fungal network? The sapling releases strigolactones. Strigolactone is a hormone that can be recognized by mycorrhizal fungi in the soil and allows the fungi to detect the host plant. When the mycorrhizal fungi receives the strigolactones, it creates a signaling cascade that results in fungal growth. Besides communicating through fungal networks, plants can also communicate by releasing chemicals in the air. The thorn acacia in sub-Saharan Africa is an excellent example of how plants can warn other nearby plants of threats. When a giraffe begins to chew acacia leaves, the tree notices the injury and emits a distress signal in the form of ethylene gas. This gas is released into the air and can travel up to 50 yards. Upon detecting this gas, neighboring acacias start releasing tannins into their leaves. In large enough quantities, tannins can sicken or even kill large herbivores. Giraffes are one such herbivore that commonly feed on acacia trees. So how are giraffes able to eat the acacia tree leaves? Giraffes can detect ethylene gas in the air, which is why, if there's no wind, a giraffe will typically walk 100 yards, farther than ethylene gas can travel in still air, before feeding on the next acacia.